You know what happens now? Hey, come to the fingers. Yes. Like, comment, subscribe. Right, now, where were we? Welcome back to the MAUS restoration. Now, I've painted the tank, and I've also bought all the parts. Cost me about $180,000, which is not a lot when considering that you have to basically recreate everything from scratch, which is always a bit odd, because where do you get these parts from? Because once it spawns in the scrapyard or via a mission, there is no real viable way to buy another MAUS to get spare parts for. So this is really quite strange. You're basically fabricating everything from scratch. Regardless, we're going to put everything inside the turret, and that is what we're going to do. And then we'll see about putting all the tracks on and then doing the engine. Now, I've already pulled the engine out and I've already restored it, so it's basically almost there. So what we have now is to restore the interior of this turret, and this is going to be absolutely painful, by the way. And what I'm at, thank you very much for the support on the channel recently. You guys have been utterly fantastic, especially considering, you know, my motivation levels have gone up, and hopefully you're enjoying some of the content. Regardless, yesterday's video, or should I say, the previous video to this one, actually, we basically stripped the whole entire thing down. And in today's episode, we're going to be putting everything back together. Now, the thing I hate about this machine, though, is it's quite finicky. There is, despite its large size, there is quite a bit of internal space. And I mean, I'm just trying to get the outside done, and then I just pop in the inside. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to be put in here. All those white, sort of, darker white sort of things you have to be able to be put in, like the gunner's seat, the cannon frame, the hoists, the stuff that makes the turret spin round, like the transmissions and the ammo boxes, and you know, you've got the cannon releases and the and the transmissions, and it's just a lot of stuff. The ammo storage, shells, and the casings things. Then you've also got the base of the hatch, and just different things and mechanisms, and it's just like, you forget how much they had to cram into this vehicle initially. Anyway, we're going to speed up this section, because I know you're already bored already. And we'll come back when we've finished, at least partially, the interior of the turret. Oh Christ, we're done. Turret interior, 100%. Everything has been put in there. Holy moly, that was a lot. That was 20 minutes. 20 minutes of just fiddling around. If it wasn't bad enough disassembling, it was easier to disassemble this vehicle than it was to put it back together. I can tell you that much. My goodness me, that'd actually make a good thumbnail. Let's go put the lighting over here. Okay, and then we'll get better thumbnail. Look at that. Yes, much better. Much better. Okay, screenshot this one. This might be the thumbnail. Who knows? But yes, that is the turret. And now we have to move on to the hull, which is going to be an even more daunting task. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to this. Alright, we've now got the engine. So, let's go put everything on the engine we possibly can. This is probably the least developed mechanic in the game. I wish there was more ways to get access from different angles. This game does suffer from a bit of the catastrophic failure when it comes to, you know, merging and looking at angles for particular parts. It is quite hard to get access to certain parts, specifically if they're bugged, because you have to retake off the whole entire machine and put it back together. Anyway, normally you'd put the crankshaft in, and then you'd put all the pistons in, and you wouldn't put everything else in. But this is an inverted engine, because the Germans are special. So, we're going to do it the backwards way, because why not? That means putting everything else on the top of the vehicle, and intercoolers, waters up the top, and then all of your accessory parts, your oil filters, your water pumps, etc., your fuel, and your supercharger on the back there. Quite a simple mechanic though, you don't have to really do anything with them. Unlike Plane Mechanic Simulator, this game lacks in real depth when it comes to engines. I think this should probably be the main focus of the game. But it is what it is because you are restoring a full vehicle, whereas you're not doing, it's not aircraft restoration simulator. If that was the case, I can see where they've sort of just made it as basic as possible, because it already is tedious enough just to take off one side of tracks with a mouse, let alone fix it in the first place. And into leaving road wheels, particularly when it comes to the Tiger's torsion bar suspension, means that you have, well, you have to have a lot of time on your hands to just tweak things and put things. Again, this is just a video game. It's already starting to feel like a full-time job. Not really. It's not even like it isn't even like half the time that it takes to put I guess a vehicle together. Because obviously you need to know what you're doing, and need to know what you're putting, and so on and so forth, as I'm putting all these valves in and trying to also put the spark plugs in as well on each side. Now, I'm not going to show you the footage of me putting in the valves on the other side again, but we're going to come back here in a minute when I've completed, at least partially completed, the engine. Right, welcome back. Valve systems are now going in. I still need to put the spark plugs in on the top. As you can see here, I'm just sort of putting in all the valve arms and the valves. You really should put the valves in first before doing the valve arms, but that's okay, because once I've got the final valve in, this means I can put the camshaft in, and then the timing cover, and then put the manifold on, and then we can go do all the spark plugs, which means there's only the ignition wires to do, and I think this engine is ready to go in the actual tank, although, first and foremost, we've now got to actually put all the other systems together as well. And it would be nice to take out a particular piece and actually, you know, modify it slightly. This game does have a blueprints segment where you can buy access to some of the vehicles via the store, but I haven't really screwed around with that too much. And that is the engine complete. As you can see, tank repairs are 47% now that we've repaired the engine and we've repaired the turret. Basically, we've got half the tank done, and now, oh my goodness, it is time to do this absolute behemoth. Right, let's go shove on the tracks, and then we're going to go do the fuel tank and some of the torsion bar suspension. Oh dear, it is going to, come on, get under there, come on. No, I can't get under there. Alright, well, I'm just going to have to go to the rear of the vehicle and do it from there. As you can see, there's not really a great deal of access to the rear of the vehicle, but there it is. Okay, fuel strap, and look, it is the final drive, which, oh, you know what, I may as well start assembling this. I've got the engine and the turret done. Oh boy. Yeah, we're gonna have to time-lapse this one, because there is too much here. Oh, do I have... oh, boy. It's already starting to become a bit of a chore, alright? We're already, like, maybe 2 hours into restoring this thing. Oh, well, here we go. Round the round we go. Socket driver and impact driver. Mate, we're gonna need bloody sledgehammer at this rate. Come on. There we go. Hey look, a sprocket. Oh boy. Alright, let's move this lamp back. Ah, what a show. I think that music goes with this. Right, next thing to do is fill up the fuel, the oil, and the radiators, and then we'll basically be done. There's 4 coolant tanks, and there are 2 oils as well as 2 fuels. Now, usually there'd be a lot more lubrication and oils that go into other reservoirs, and I don't know why they aren't necessarily modelled. There's huge amounts of reservoirs everywhere in this vehicle, but hey, let's start it. Oh. You know, when starting this thing, I feel like calling Fox 2, or like Chocks Away, or Flip Prop, you know, because it just sounds just so menacing. Well, this took 2 hours basically to fully restore a mouse. In real life, it might take you 3,000, maybe 4,000 hours to restore the actual mouse. I know there was a company who makes another online popular game that tried to do a restoration of this existing vehicle at Kubinka. It was turned down. But let me tell you this much. It was such a pain to restore this vehicle, you have no idea. Right, I'm going to show you where it is in my museum. Ready for the reveal? And here she is. She's sitting in one of the biggest places in the museum. There are 2 slots which are available which have no basically object clipping as well. This thing clips into all your stands, your information stands, your item stands, everything like that, and just becomes a massive nuisance. So you've got 2 options. You can put it in the center of the room over here, and you can put it in the center of the room over in the other side. But yeah, that is the MAUS. What a fun vehicle this one has been, eh? Fully sick drifter, eh, bro? Hey, drifter, what you do? I'm just doing a fully sick drift, eh, bro? In my tank. I'm in my tank. Arthur, get out of my fully sick tank, eh, bro? Just doing some dowies, hey. Here you go, the gun fires as well. Not that the test range or the driving is particularly, I guess, interesting. You know what that looks like. You played War Thunder. Alright, guys, that's it for the MAUS restoration. Thank you much for watching. We'll catch you next time.